The Secret Seven by Enid Blyton. The Secret Seven Society was one that Peter and Janet had invented. They thought it was great fun to have a little band of boys and girls who knew the password and who wore the badge, a button with SS on it. One cold morning during the Christmas holidays, they were sitting indoors with their golden spaniel Scamper when Peter suddenly had an idea.
We'd better have a meeting of the Secret Seven. We haven't had one for ages.
Oh, yes, let's. We've had such exciting things to do at Christmas. There hasn't been time to call a meeting.
But we must. It's no good having a secret society unless we use it. We'd better send messages to the others.
5 notes to write.
What shall we say?
Well, we'd better tell them to come here. We could use the old shed in the bottom of the garden. It's next to the boiler that heats the greenhouse, and it's quite warm.
Right. I'll do the message first, and you can copy it. Let's see. There's Pam, Colin, Jack, Barbara, and
George, of course.
Oh, yes. Now, this is what I've written. Important. A meeting of the Secret Seven will be held tomorrow in the shed at the bottom of our garden at 10 o'clock. Please give password.
What was the last password we had?
Wenceslas, because we wanted a Christmassy one. Fancy forgetting that.
Oh, yes, of course. There, I finished. Now shall we go out and deliver the secret messages?
Yes, let's. Scamper will enjoy that.
That afternoon, the 2 children and Scamper went down to the old shed. It was warm and cosy. Using sacks on the floor for a carpet, 5 boxes and 2 enormous flower pots for seats, they soon had a fine meeting room. Peter set about making 2 big letter S's out of cardboard, which he coloured green and stuck on the door of the shed. The next morning, the 5 children made their way to Old Mill House, where Peter and Janet lived. George came first and knocked on the door. There was silence. He knocked again, impatiently.
Give the password, silly.
Oh, I forgot. Wenceslas. This is very cosy.
Where's your SS badge?
Bother, I forgot it.
Wenceslas!
Hello, Barbara. Hello, Pam. Good. You're both wearing your badges. Now, where are Colin and Jack?
Wenceslas!
Whatever are you shouting for, Colin? Do you want everyone in the village to know our password?
Sorry. Anyway, there's only us here.
Wenceslas!
That's better, Jack. Come in.
This is a great meeting place.
Yes, you and Janet have made it very comfortable.
Right, let's have our meeting. First of all, we must arrange a new password. Wenceslas doesn't seem right for after Christmas. Any ideas?
Hey diddle diddle.
Be sensible, Pam. This is a serious society. Would weekdays do? What's the sense of that?
Well, there are 7 days in the week, and we're the Seven Society.
Oh, I see. Yes, it is rather good. Those in favour call aye.
Aye.
Now, we have a little more business to discuss. As a society, we must have some plan to follow, something to do.
Can't we solve a mystery or something like that?
What kind of mystery do you mean?
I don't really know. We'd have to look out for something strange or peculiar and solve it.
It sounds exciting, but I don't believe we'd find anything like that.
Oh well, we'll just have to keep our eyes and ears open and wait and see. If anyone hears of any mystery that wants solving, they must call a meeting of the society.
If we have anything to report, can we leave a note in the Secret Seven shed?
Good idea. Janet and I will be here each morning and see if any of you have left a note. I hope someone does.
So do I. It's not much fun having a society that doesn't do anything.
Let's go and build some snowmen in the field, opposite that old house down by the stream. We could build quite an army. They'd look quite funny standing in the field by themselves.
Oh, yes, let's do that. I'll take this old cap to put on one of them.
And I'll take this old coat. Come on!
They didn't build an army, of course. They only had time to build 4 snowmen, and Scamper had a lovely time helping them all. Janet put the cap on one snowman, and Peter put the old coat round his snowy shoulders. He looked the best of the lot. It was Colin who suddenly realised it was time for lunch. They left the snowman in the field and went out of the gate. Opposite was a big old house, empty except for one room at the bottom where dirty curtains hung across the window.
Who lives there? Only a caretaker. He's very old and deaf and awfully bad-tempered.
I wonder who it belongs to.
Isn't the path up to the house lovely and smooth with snow? Oh, Scamper, you naughty dog, come back!
You get out of there! Take your dog away, you pest of environments!
Look out! The old man's coming out with a stick!
I'll whack your dog till he's black and blue!
Scamper, come here. I'll take him.
What's that you say?
I'll take him.
All right, don't shout! Don't you come here again or I'll send the police after you!
Very well, we're going. Come on, Scamper.
Goodness, 1:45. We'll have to hurry.
Cheerio, you lot.
Bye.
When Jack got home, he was going to put his badge away, but couldn't find it. He realised he must have dropped it in the field when they were making the snowmen. His mother was away, so he couldn't ask her to make him another. He did think of asking Miss Ely, who looked after his young sister, Susie. But unfortunately, things went badly wrong at lunchtime.
I know where you've been this morning. You've been to your silly secret society.
Shut up! You just hold that horrid tongue of yours.
Don't talk like that, Jack.
What's the password? I know what the last one was. You wrote it in your notebook and I saw it. It was...
Oh, my ankle! How dare you, Jack? Leave the table at once.
I'm awfully sorry, Miss Ely. I didn't mean to kick you.
It doesn't make it any better knowing that you meant to kick Susie, not me. Leave the room.
Very well. I'll go out. I want to look for something I've lost.
No, Jack. You will not go out any more today.
Jack groaned to himself. Very well, he would go out that night and look with his torch. Jack went up to bed at his usual time, but he didn't get undressed. He put on his coat and cap instead and settled down to wait until Miss Ely went to bed. At last he heard her lock up the house, come upstairs and shut the door of her room. Good. He slipped his torch into his pocket, crept quietly downstairs and stepped into the garden. Jack made his way down the lane to the field where they had built the snowmen. The snowmen stood silently in a group. He switched on his torch and shined it on the snow at their feet. Then he gave an exclamation. He had found his badge. Suddenly, he heard a noise down the lane and saw the headlights of a car. The car came slowly by, and then Jack saw it was towing something rather big. Not big enough for a removal van. It wasn't a caravan either. Well, whatever was this curious van? And where was it going? The lane led nowhere. The driver must have made a mistake. The boy began to climb over the gate. Then he suddenly sat still.
Nobody about, is there? Only that deaf old caretaker. Have a look, will you? Just in case. There's a gang of snowmen over there. They won't give us much trouble.
Kids' work, I suppose. Come on, let's get down to business.